Hi, welcome to Joe Gangi's Midwest Martial Arts. My name is Joe Gangi. On today's show, we're going to have our guest is Sensei Bob Schirmer from All-American Combato. He'll be showing us some of his judo, jiu-jitsu, and karate mix, and some takedown techniques, chokes, and pins. On today's show, we're also going to be having kickboxing with Sensei Kevin Kamikaze. Kevin, and by the way, congratulations to him and his lovely wife, Margaret, who just had a baby girl. And we're going to have the youth self-defense focus, who are going to be showing you some forms, some self-defense, and some of their techniques that we use in an adult. On today's opening, I'd like to make comment into regards as to how people get their black belts, or basically at how some people have bought their black belts. In the industry of martial arts, lately there's, it used to be an old thing we thought we have cured, but obviously it's coming back, where people are getting their black belt in a matter of 9 months to 12 months. And you're talking a relatively short time. People are led to believe that in 9 to 12 months they're going to get their black belt. This is not fact. What this is a deputy black belt. In other words, this is something they give you a black belt, so in turn you could turn around and say you are a black belt. You better watch what you're getting yourself into. Again, this is just a caution in our show to warn the consumer out there or the future martial arts students, because you're going to be learning something that's possibly totally ineffective, making you think you're a black belt. It's like having to use a gun and then finding out when you use it you don't have the bullets. You're going to be in a lot of trouble because that gun can get shoved up certain parts of your body. You have to be very careful when you go. This is a hot point with a lot of martial artists, especially top martial artists, because what happens is individuals become black belts in a relatively short time, thinking they're black belts, and their material doesn't work, and what happens is the industry gets a black eye, not the individual studio. They don't get pointed out. You know, some of these people are from Taekwondo, some are from Karate, some are from Aikido, some variations of mixed art. The problem we have here is that when somebody gets their, let's say, their body physically injured, the fault becomes the whole martial arts, not the individual instructor who taught this individual, the individual himself. So again, when you tell somebody you got your black belt in 9 months or 12 months, my saying is, the proof is in the pudding. Go on the mat with somebody who is an actual black belt and see how you test yourself out. Usually a good black belt time should be a minimum of 3 years training. Some people do not get their black belts in certain style unless they've had 5 to 7 years of training. So again, on that point, I say to the consumer, be careful. Parents, watch what you get yourself into in regards to signing up your children for these short-term contracts so your kid feels like he's a new wave hero, and then this material doesn't work for him. In turn, you turn around and tell the instructors, well, it doesn't work. Be aware and be prepared is our motto, not only on the street, but also when you're joining martial arts studios. Second point, card defense. And this goes out to everybody, and usually as I'm talking about this, is the person who usually commits this doesn't, basically isn't watching the show. We're talking about people who don't use their directional signals when they drive. They pull out in front of other people when they drive. And in turn, we're talking car defense, because due to the fact that someday somebody's going to pull you over or drive you off the road, and if you're not aware, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You might say, well, I don't see why this individual is mad at me or why he drove me off the road, because there's a lot of dangerous individuals out there who don't care. So again, when you're driving, car defense, make sure your car works. Make sure you use your directional signal. Don't cut people off. Don't cut out in front of people on it. And the other thing, too, as far as, some punks as we have on the street had a little confrontation where people come out and give you hassles through the window. Ignore them. Go about your business. Again, be aware. Be prepared. This is Joe Gangi, and enjoy our show. Gangi here with Chris Funtas at Gangi's Kung Fu Studios. Today in self-defense in the 90s, we're going to show you some variations on throws and defense with throws. We're going to start off, first of all, with what we call a block to a head throw by wrapping your arm around the opponent's neck and dumping them over your hip. What we have in front of you is a crash pad. When you see this, please do not try this at home without proper supervision or a proper mat. Don't do this on your waterbed or your mattress, because you'll get yourself all messed up. Okay, what's going to happen here is Chris is going to put his right hand on my shoulder. I'm going to come up with my left hand. Coming up with my left hand, I'm going to wrap around his elbow.
My right hand comes across his head. Okay, from here, I come across, I step, and pop over. Okay, so we're doing a head to hip throw. So again, the motion, again, he grabs me, I come up, I wrap. When I wrap, I want to wrap him in really tight. I'm going to cut him off and toss him up. From here, I could follow up with any type of motion I want. Okay, so that's basically a head and neck throw with an arm wrap. On the next version or variation, from the hands up position, I can knee, he ties up, I can knee, I can take my right hand, come up underneath. Okay, so I'm coming underneath his arm. So again, he ties up with me, I'm trapping down, kneeing, going down and around, then I'm going to cut him up, basic action, and his arm is ready for dislocation, I'm ready to follow up. As usual, we're losing our mic again. No problem. Okay. Next variation would be if Chris is behind me and he gives me a rear choke. Now, when the rear choke happens, make sure you don't bother to look to see where it is because you're going to expose your windpipe. You're going to tuck in your chin. You're going to hit the groin, elbow from here, tuck your shoulder, tuck your hips, boom, over, and finish up. So went in. So chuck comes in, boom, groin, elbow, drop, and pop, boom, and finish. Okay. Again, let's pull the mat back towards us a little bit. Okay. Next variation from here, it's going to be what we call a hip throw. When he throws a right punch, I'm going to block it. I'm going to pull him in. I'm going to come around. I'm going to grab the back of his body. I'm going to give you a different view. Okay? He throws the hook punch. I'm going to jam it. I could elbow. My arm comes around, so I start the lift by cocking my hip underneath him. Now I'm going to give you a back view. Okay, he comes in, boom, elbow. He pushes against me. I trap him. I cut across, throw, and finish with a knife into the bridge of the nose. Okay. Looks so easy in the movies, folks. Okay. Next variation is what you do is called off a wrist lock. Now, when the hand comes across, what I'm going to do is I'm going to parry it, kick, and then lock out. Boom. And trap. Okay. Again, as he comes in, block, coming across. Okay, I'm here. I'm going to kick the rib or the groin to slow him down. I start my rotation. I drop back, and I lock down. You can follow up with a stump to the rib area. Okay, when you're doing this, you got to make sure when you trap the hand that you don't arc too wide. You want to make the arc tight. Okay, so as you're doing a real tight arc, you get centrifugal force going to the wrist, the elbow, and the hip. Now, if I do a fast rotation, he either goes with it or I end up breaking his wrist. Doesn't feel too bad. Okay. Second variation off of a go bear hug. So I come bear hug position. I got breaking with the back of the head. I got groin, okay, elbow. I'm going to bypass from here. My leg's going to come back and sweep his knee. Boom, coming across. Okay. So as he grabs me here again, boom, headbutt, groin, elbow, sweep across the knee, and down. Always follow up with a secondary technique. Okay. So far, so good. Okay. Now, the next motion, what we're going to do is we're going to go into a throw of somebody grabbing you around the leg area. So if he's coming towards you, you're going to come and grab me. I'm going to trap the head and elbow strike. Okay? Now, as the camera adjusts to my movement, because we have to do this slightly from the side, what's going to happen is he's going to grab, I'm going to grab. As he pushes into me, I trap and I roll out to a reverse choke. Okay. The mic's coming out. Okay, so one more time. Okay, as he's coming in, I trap elbow, grab the head, kick between the groin, boom, and whip back. Okay. Arm break, shoulder variation. What's happening here is he throws a right punch, I'm sidestepping out, popping the elbow. I'm going to adjust my body to here. Now, I'm going to drop down, breaking the elbow. He has to roll his body over. to avoid totally dislocating his elbow and shoulder. Okay? So far, so good. I'm coming undone. Snap done. Okay, so let's readjust this one more time. Okay, so again, this variation here, as he comes in, boom, kick, drop, again, on the inside, notice what's happening, look at his body. I'm popping here on the elbow, now I drop, okay, and I still have a nice wrist lock going on the inside. Okay. Next one you have, people say, what about the shoulder throw? Shoulder throw is one of the hardest throws to execute, especially if he's throwing a hook punch. But he's coming across, he steps in, and what I do is I'm going to hook him. As I hook him, I have to come across his body. So again, as the punch comes in, come out, I come across his body, I go underneath. As I go underneath, I have to drop and I have to pop out. Okay, simple sweep variation of the throws from here. If I'm hooked up, I trip down, I can use my knee. From here, I could hook the leg, driving him down, using him as a mattress, okay? From here, I could apply any type of choke I want. I could follow up with elbow strikes to the head. Okay, so now here, when we're wrapped up, okay, again, I can step in, knee. I want to get closer. My leg, as I'm pushing in, get my body rotating in, my leg has to go from the outside, hook, boom, driving straight down into the floor. Okay, go. Okay. All right. There's basic throws and combinations of wrist lock. Again, my assistant today is Chris Funtas, brown belt. This is Shihan Gangi. You know, as a model, be prepared.
Hi, welcome to Today in Youth Focus. Today on Youth Focus, we have a unique type of group. We call it the Sister group on it. They're going to introduce themselves. On my left, we have
Zara Holly.
And
Ashley Holly.
on my right,
Jessica Schmitz.
and
Lisa Schmitz.
okay, today the ladies are going to be demonstrating some self-defense with each other, showing you some unique ways of getting out of a grab, and they're going to show you some sidestep self-defense, some forms, and then they want to beat up the Shihan. They're going to show you what to do if a big guy like me grabs them. So with that, ready, bow? All right. Can you stand off to the side, and we'll call you up at a time. Okay, first, no. Okay, let me see, turn around, let's give her your sister. Okay. 1, 2 here. Okay, let's get lining up this way. Okay, good. Okay, come over here. Okay, do it over here so we got on camera there. Okay, ready? Bow to each other, bow in. Okay, first I'm going to show you self-defense. You're going to do the lapel grab. Okay, go ahead. Self-defense, side set, go. 1, 2, 3, bam. Okay. Okay, work the grab first, ladies. Go off the grabs. Go. Lapel grab, go. Work the grabs. Go. Okay, and down. Okay, obviously we're having sidestep self-defense on this side, and we have lapel grabs on this side. Okay, get in a little bit closer. Okay, back it up a little bit more on it. Okay, Jessica, show self-defense against lapel grab again, please. Go. Yeah, boom, go. Okay, Azura now is going to step in and punch against Ashley. Go. All right, good. Now, can we have Azura and Ashley step off? Okay, have the sister group here. Okay, have Jessica and Lisa. Okay, go to your next movement. Okay, bear hug from the rear. Go. Okay, again, down a little bit faster. Go. Okay, side headlock defense from the side. Okay, go. And out, okay. Face each other again. Side step against a punch. Go. Okay, again. All right, bow out. Okay, step to the side. Coming out. Okay, we have Sarah and Ashley now. They're going to show their side step defense. Go. Okay, again, ready, go. Okay, again, ready, go. All right, show some defense against some grabs. Good turn around. And now I'm going to show you Ashley's variation against a rear bear hug. Go. So. Okay, again, go. Okay, self-defense against a headlock position from the side. Go. Oh, yeah, grab the hair. 1, 2, okay? Can you turn around facing this way? Get her from this side so we get a better camera. Get her from behind on this side. Okay, step around here. Okay, get in a headlock now. Go. Down, go, reach back. Grab the hair. Rip up. 1, 2. Okay, face each other. Okay, bow. Okay, can you stand to the side, please? Okay, now, Jessica, you come back up, please. Okay, coming up. Okay, bow in. Now, Jessica's going to show some self-defense against somebody grabbing her from the front. So if an adult comes up and grabs her, she's going to break out of it using a pump strike to the nose and a kick to the groin. Go. Okay, now do it with attitude. Ready to go. All right, good. Now, self-defense, if somebody, an adult comes up and grabs her, she has some unique things. She can counter grab my arm, okay, strike the eyes, then knee to the groin. Boom, okay? Again, do it fast, go, round, go, 1, 2, 3, okay? Again, go, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, the same instant, if I do grab her and a dog grabs her from the side, okay, he's got from the side, she can reach over, grab my hair, okay, or put her finger into my eye. She could rip up and she could strike the groin area, boom, and then strike the throat. Okay? So again, do this a little bit faster. So if I come up and I say, hey kid, you coming with me? She can rip the hair back, hit low, and then hit up. Okay? Okay, bow. Thank you. Okay, coming up. Ashley's up. She's going to show it now. Ashley, bowing. Okay, she's going to show you some of the basic kicks that you can do off of a grab from the side. Can you turn sideways, facing that way? Okay, if somebody grabs you, could kind of grab the arm, grab the arm from balance. Okay, now she's going to put her foot down. Okay, now show the side kick again. Okay, do it a little bit faster, fast as you can. Boom. Good one. Do it again. Go. Okay, now she could show a kick to the groin. Okay, again, hard. Okay, hit it. Boom. Okay, higher. Boom. Side. Boom. Knee. Okay. Okay. Now, if somebody does grab her, if they do a lift-up position, when you get lifted up, you could drive the knee to the groin. So as I get her lifted up, she's going to drive her knee, boom, right to the groin. Okay, do it again hard. So I grab her, boom, okay? The other thing, if you do get grabbed, she can do tiger claws to my face. Can you demonstrate tiger claw? Okay, and then she could rip across, and then she could knee the groin. Bam, coming in. Okay, basic self-defense for kids on it. Okay, again, what you have to understand is, it's possible is to not to get grabbed. What does that mean? You know, if the person has you really tight, you're in trouble. But if you could kick, as soon as somebody touches you, kick. Boom. Okay, that's your best defense. The other thing is ki-ing real loud to scare, okay, or to give you energy, or to draw attention to an attack. So if you get grabbed, ki-ing, okay, show a rear leg round kick to the body, okay. Don't forget, hit the Shihan with impact. Ready? Go. Boom, good one. Up higher, go. Okay, you can also use a palm strike to the nose. Okay, you could slowly show an eye gouge again to the eye. Boom, come into the eye area. Okay, if you get caught in tight when you get grabbed, you can also use an elbow to the face. Okay, elbow strike, boom. Okay, do it fast, you get pulled in. Okay, you can use it to the throat against an adult coming in, cracking the windpipe. All right, face me, bow. Okay, thank you. Step to the side. Okay, next we have the ladies who want to demonstrate some of their forms on it. Jessica, you ready? Coming up. You want to go first? Okay. Come on, she is going to demonstrate which one of your forms you're going to demonstrate for us? Okay, Shwando form 1. Okay, loud ki-eyes, please. Sharp kick, snap. Okay, bow in, up, break. Go. Go. Jump it. Go. 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 Go, that's fine. Sit. Hard. Go. And out. Okay, thank you. All right, good job. Stand back on it. Okay, Ashley coming up. Which form are you demonstrating? She's going to do the same form. I can show you a little variation on it, okay? Stand back more towards the middle, please. Get yourself here so you can run off camera. Okay, loud, ready, a lot of attitude. Right, bow in. Break. Go. thank you. Bow. All right, coming out next we have Schmitz coming up. She's going to demonstrate one of her forms. Can you demonstrate one of your other forms for us, please? Coming up. Bow. Face the camera. Tell them which one you want to do. Okay, take a step back. Can you show them?
Can you show them?
Okay, bow. Okay, now bow to the camera. Bow. Break. Go, down block. Lunge punch. Turn down. Hammer fist. Lunge punch out. Lunge punch. Go. 1, 2, 3 block. Bam, bam, bam. Go left. Go, step high block. 1, 2, 3. Now she's going to turn down block left. Okay, lunge punch. Then she's going to pivot down block right. Fully around, all the way around. Down block. Lunge punch. Then down block left. Towards the flag. 3 lunge punches. 1, 2, 3. Kiai. Then she's going to finish with knife hands. 1, 2, 3. Turn around, back 4. Okay, feet together. Okay, turn towards the camera. And bow. All right, thank you. Coming up. Okay, step on up. Okay. Next we have Azura. Azura, which kata are you going to perform for me? Kang Chuan, the form 1. Must be a popular form. Move down over here. Okay, let's see you crack it out as fast as you can. See how fast you can go. Bow. Break. Go. 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 Crank it out. Go. 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 1, 2, 3. Go. 1, 2, 3. Go. Turn. Go. And out. All right. Ladies, come back online, please. Okay, let's group in tight. Okay, get in real tight, real tight, real tight. Well, I'd like to thank you for being on the show today. And again, what you watched at the end was katas or form, not easy to memorize, they're really hard to do, but once you get them down, it's a great feeling. Forms have anywhere between 18 to up to 89 moves. So again, in Youth Focus, our motto, be aware and be prepared. Combinations are always your best out against any type of defense. Don't throw one, throw more than one. With that, I'd like to thank you for watching this segment of Youth Focus. Bow! Hi, and welcome to In Focus. Tonight, our guest is Bob Schirmer and his wife, Theresa. Bob Schirmer, owner and senior instructor of All-American Academy of Combat Do. Welcome to the show, Bob. Welcome to the show, Theresa. Bob, can you give us a little bit about, I heard you have quite a family. How many children do you have in your family?
Well, we have 7 children, Joe.
Yeah, and what are the, can you remember their names? I know I've been about 7 kids on it. Can you give us a little light on that? Then maybe Theresa can help us out with this, or?
Okay, he does just fine.
Okay, go ahead, Bob.
All right, we have Jason's 15, Adrian, she's 13, Joshua's 12, Beatrice is 10, Maribel's not, oh, there's Josh right there.
That's Joshua.
There's Josh, and there's Beatrice. There's Maribel. She's got her hair cut now. And there's Tracy. And here's the killer right here. There's Jake.
That's the future
Jacob.
Olympian champion, correct?
Yeah. He likes to talk like Hickson Gracie. He says, I'm going to tap you out.
I'm going to tap you out. Okay, great. Outstanding. Can you shed some light with us in regards to when did you start your martial arts training?
My dad was a super boxer. He was a very good boxer. And he started me off as a little boy and didn't want me to box. So he sent me to wrestling and judo at the Military Arts Institute over on Ashland in school.
I believe that was Master Shin, was it?
Yes,
I believe
it was Master Shin.
Shin's on it. Okay, Master Shin, great martial artist too on it. How long have you been in the martial arts now? What's your?
Well, I started about 7 years old. I'll be 40 in January.
Oh, don't you love to give away your age like this? So how's the martial arts help you, let's say, with your everyday life? I mean, what have you seen as a positive point? And negative point? I mean, I know there's a good and the bad with everything.
Well, you know, the martial arts gives you goals, and the goals are, you always strive to achieve the goal, you know, physical goals and just tournaments, and it gives you focus on where you want to go. So.
And I believe, Theresa, you've been obviously in the martial arts family for such a long time. How have you felt that, Bob, I mean, he's, as usual, like I myself, I compete a lot too, but how do you feel it helps the family out, I mean, in that regards?
It brings the family together for sure. You're always busy. There's always something to do. The children really don't have time to say, it's boring, or they don't have time to be out, hanging out.
Hanging out.
So I think it has done a great deal, for our family.
Okay, that's outstanding.
Yeah.
So, okay, because usually what would happen is, as you can well attest, when kids have a lot of dead time on their hands, they tend to get into a lot of trouble. So, can you tell us a little bit about where your school is located at, or?
Our school is located in Chicago, kind of near Oak Park, Berwyn, Cicero, and Chicago. We're on the island.
On
which
the
is
island.
Roosevelt, near Austin.
How long have you been at that location?
We've only been there 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your student enrollment so far like? I mean,
We're about 100 students.
about 100 students on it. And what type of competitions do your students get involved?
Well, see, because Combat Do is a multifaceted martial art, we go to karate tournaments, kung fu tournaments. We do judo tournaments. We have wrestlers that go to wrestling tournaments, and taekwondo. We
Taekwondo term.
compete in taekwondo tournaments.
Okay, the term combat do, obviously that is that a system that you've founded, put together?
Yes.
Can you shed some light on that as to how you formulate that?
Well, when I was very young, I was taking judo and wrestling, and my dad was a great boxer, so he had me boxing, with him, learning how to box. And when I turned 12, I was able to take karate and taekwondo. At that time, Master Shin wouldn't let you kick and punch until you were 12. So as soon as I turned that age, I started kicking and punching. And I saw a tape of Helio Gracie.
Helio Gracie.
Back 1970.
That's from the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu family, to those who are not up to date on who the Gracies are. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it just impressed me that here a guy that was small, like myself being small, could beat everybody. And I thought, well, kicking and punching is great, and wrestling is great, and let's put them together and put the judo together and the joint locks and the submission holds, and let's see what happens. And I always work to that end in my art.
That's great, Anna. I would like to know, in your opinion, how do you talk to people who say that that's mixing the arts, such as my system, which we have together? We also mix a lot of different styles together. How do you talk to someone who says, well, that's no good, you should stick to one traditional system or one format? What would you say to something like that? What's your words on that?
I think that all the martial arts it's great. My aspect on this is that if you want to study, say, taekwondo, or you want to study hapkido, and that's what you want to do and nothing else, well, good. As long as you're not sitting around a couch eating donuts and watching TV, go ahead, do hapkido. For me, I don't feel that, there are great styles and systems of fighting, but I think that it's in flux, kind of like the Bruce Lee thing said, that his art it's not finished, and my art's not finished. I'm not finished. I'm still young. I've got a lot of learning to do, and with that, knowledge that I want to acquire, the art is just going to keep changing. Our scientific advancements and how to use physiology in fighting, how to use nerves, how to circumvent muscle groups, how to use fulcrums and levers. It's always growing, and you're always finding new little ways to make things better.
Makes things better.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's great. I'm glad to drop a little bit more light on that, because people are always saying, and you get students, I get students who come in and say, well, why don't you teach one traditional way? And of course, usually the best way is one that suits you. That's how I look at it, and I'm sure that's where.
As a young man, I had a couple different masters. My father, Master Shin, Roy Conrad. I had some, I couldn't be traditional to any of them,
exactly,
because they all had a big effect on me.
That's great. That's great. Does your wife dabble in the arts, or does she?
I just observe. I don't get into it.
You don't get
no,
into it?
No, I don't get into it.
But you give it
No.
100% backing though in the martial
Yeah, yeah.
So, okay.
And, you know, since all the children are in it.
All the children.
The children, yeah.
So how do you keep them under control? Just by pinning them?
No, it's, I don't have to do that.
You'd have to do
No, I don't have to do that.
Okay, great. All right. The other thing what I wanted to ask you was, how did you like the competition, the Battle of the Masters? You were combating in it, and what did you think about that? You shed some light on that? Or?
Well, I think, you know, the Battle of Masters is a good indication of what combined martial arts is all about. You know, the kicking and the punching is great, but once a guy is taken to the ground, he's not able to use his focused impact pressure, and he can't punch and kick as well, and so that, you know, the impact's diffused. It's very hard to hurt somebody that way, or to win.
I believe we have some tape of your last fight in the Battle of the Masters. Maybe you could give us a few pointers as to, you know, what you were doing in this tape on it. If we could get our director, Ellen, to bring up the tape, you check the monitor on it.
Sure. Okay, here I'm fighting Gerald Konecki from Gangi. And it's just a double leg takedown right there. I'm in close. There's no ability for him, who's a much larger man, to really give me any pressure. I'm going to go into a Greco throw. That's Greco-Roman wrestling, one of the oldest martial arts there is. Your hips are in, you can throw anybody. Right now I'm just softening him up a little bit. A couple of hammer fists to the head. I've got him what we call a sleeping position. He doesn't have the ability to hurt me right now, and all I have to do is let him tire himself out. He's got a headlock on, and all he's doing is exerting his strength, and I'm just kind of relaxing.
It seemed like it was double your size when you went up against him.
Yeah, he's a big...
It was a great fight. It was a really good fight. And
he's a big man. I'm only tipping the scales at 155. He's up way over 220.
There was a little bit of struggle just shifting for position.
And see, right now I'm relaxing. He's really straining, and I'm just relaxing. Breathing techniques in our martial art is very important. How to relax and when to relax. See, I'm just keeping a stable base, softening him up with some knee strikes. It's just frustrating him. Pretty soon the head's going to slip out. There it goes. Now I'm going to use a little impact force, get his attention. He tried to get me into guard here.
He wasn't too successful. You're going to pass the guard.
I'm going to pass the guard. He kind of kicked out of it. We go right back into the same position. Not much really going on right here.
Yeah, well, usually sometimes you just, like you say, just learn to relax and set up your next movement.
Right.
You're coming out, slip
Okay.
out.
Elbow strike.
Elbow strikes, forearm strikes.
Take him down with just a regular half Nelson, wrestling half Nelson. Keep him in close so he can't use impact force. Keep him down, pinned to the ground.
You remind me of a python here, sticking to him and wrapping yourself around so he couldn't move. That's good.
Yeah, well, you know, you don't want to get hit. Getting hit is not going to help you at all. So you want to be as close as possible. Now he gave me an extended arm, which is a big mistake, and here's a joint manipulation.
He tapped out
Armbar, yeah.
for the end of the fight coming out. And, well, that was
okay,
great.
Yeah.
That was great. Well, that was from the Battle of the Masters, and by the time you people see the show, by the time you see the next show on it, as you see in that, I believe Bob would have been done with the next competition, which is scheduled for the 24th of November.
25th.
25th of November, I'm sorry, on the Battle of the Masters at St. Andrews in Chicago. We wish you the best of luck in that one.
Thanks.
I want to see you come out with the top billing. I'll be there ringside screaming and yelling at them. But anyway, getting back in your school, you have any seminars coming up, or what's going on around your school that you could,
Well,
we've
got a show coming up for the Marine Corps Toys for Tots, December 10th. I'm sorry, the 17th, December 17th. I think the 10th is the Christmas Karate Tournament. Midwest Circuit, yeah, Midwest Circuit. So we'll be going to that. And then I was talking to Keith Hackney the other day, and he was saying that him and I should put together a seminar in February at Oak Park High School. So we'll be looking for that.
That'll be great. That'll be great on it.
Keith's a friend of mine. We talk quite a bit about martial arts. Keith's kind of my hero because like me, he was the little guy against that 620
That's-
pound guy, and I'm always the little guy against whoever I fight. So
Yeah. Well, in the Battle of the Masters, and obviously now they changed the rule to just a 2-minute grappling. Before it was unlimited grappling. Now they're going to go to 2 minutes of grappling. How do you feel about that rule? What's your opinion on that?
well, I think the rule is there to stop the mat work. It's there to keep people up and a lot of punching and kicking, and that's like kind of what I think they want to see is more punching and kicking. It's going to hurt me because I'm giving up a lot of weight. So if I do go onto the ground quickly, like I probably will, I'm going to have to go to direct chokes. Instead of wearing a guy out.
Well, I've seen you in action, and trust me, Bob has the ability and the agility to put somebody out relatively quick on it. So let's keep that composure going in that regards on it. If somebody's interested in your school or coming down on it, how do they get in touch with you? Just obviously look you up in the yellow page.
Yeah, we're in the yellow pages, and our number's right here. I don't know if you can see it.
I can see it now. You'll be coming up during our demonstration segment. What would you be showing in our segment for the show?
I'm going to show how to close the gap, how to get in tight, take a person down, extend them, using a couple of principles. Our system, our combat dose system, is all based on principles of fighting. It's not a technique-based system. And I'm going to show some things like that.
Yeah. What do you see as the future of martial arts in general? I mean, what would you like to see it as?
Well, I like to see all this infighting kind of end. I think it's ridiculous. You know, these guys are, well, this style's better, that style's better, this style's better. You know, we're martial artists. Let's enjoy being martial artists together. And, you know, some people are out there playing tennis. Let them enjoy tennis. Let's enjoy the martial arts.
Exactly, Anna. So basically in our closing statement is everybody should just unite and work together instead of which art is better. Let's make us all better. And with that, this is Shihan Joe Gangi with Bob Schirmer and his lovely wife Theresa here. I'd like to thank you for being on the show and get ready for the upcoming segment. Again, thank you. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Bob.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for having us.
Theresa. Oh, here we go. Hi, welcome back to In Focus. Today's demonstrator will be Bob Schirmer, and his assistant on my right is
Steve Chung,
and on Sensei Bob's left.
George Pesak.
All right. Today they'll be showing you some techniques, some throws, some takedowns, some arm locks, and some chokes. Take it away, Mr. Bob Schirmer.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're going to start off with a little bent line principle. The bent line principle diffuses impact force. If somebody strikes you and you're standing straight up or your knees are locked or your arms are inward like that, you're going to receive all the impact and there's no need for that. If you bend this line out here, you don't receive the impact. It's deflected, it's diffused. If it's straight up and down and I hit him, the impact force goes right into there. So you want to keep your arms out. You want to keep your knees bent. Your knees bent, they're going to give you more movement. That movement's going to allow you to outflank the person. Okay, now, with this bent line principle, keep your chin tucked, keep your hands up high, get your hands up, your elbows in. Okay, now, what I'm going to do is the proximity rule. The closest thing to me is the closest thing I want to close the gap on. The closest thing to me here is the elbow. The hand's closer, but it's very hard to grab somebody's hand. They can move it in a million directions, but the elbow is locked to the shoulder, so it has limited amount of movement. I'm going to come in, grab the elbow, and come into here. I get my hips in. You'll notice my hips are in real tight. That way I can feel any kind of movement that he's going to try to maybe kick me. If he tries to elbow strike me, he can't. He tries to punch me, he can't. There's nothing he can do from this position. There's nothing he can do to hurt me. If he lifts his legs, maybe to kick out, I just bring him down. I keep him extended. I keep his arm up. I use focused thrusting pressure to keep his arm up. This way I circumvent his muscle groups. I'm going to extend his face this way. From here I can go into a wrist lock. I can go into an arm break. Here, if I don't choose to do those things, I can bring him up into a choke. Okay, so back up. Remember the bent line principle. We're going to use that bent line principle. We're going to use the proximity rule. V in on the elbow. V in. This is Ving in on the elbow. If I were to grab here, he could pull away going through the bottom. If I was to grab up here, he could pull away going from the top. I'm going to V in, locking it into my body. My hips are in. If my hips are out here and I try to hold, there's too much space, he's gonna pull me around. I don't want that. What I want to do is get my hips in like a Greco-Roman wrestler. Pop him up, bring him down, and keep him extended. This position that we're in here, we like to call the sleeping position. From here, he can't hit me. He can't punch me. He can't elbow strike me. But what do I have as options? If I keep his elbow down, I can knee strike. I can forearm. I can punch. I can elbow strike. I've got a lot of position, a lot of opportunities. I can go into arm breaks, wrist locks, and chokes. Thanks, George. Steve, come on over here. Now, a lot of guys like to come up behind you. When they come up behind you, they might lock their arms around you. Now, what we have to do is we've got to lower our center. We've got to become more stable and strong. So by lowering my center, I'm bringing my hips down low. I'm going to lock up on his arms. And if my center is lower than his, all I got to do is pop. He's going over, and I can go right into a choke. Okay, so we'll use the choke and take him out. Okay, again. People love the bear hug again. Behind me. As he bear hugs, I'm going to drop my center, dropping my hips down. Lock up his arms, pop my hips. He goes over, and I go into a choke. And I finish him. Okay, come on, George, come on over here. Okay, sometimes you'll be fighting with someone and their elbows are kind of high. Now, when those elbows are high, you can go under here. He doesn't have a defense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duck underneath the elbow. My hips are where? My hips are in again, like a Greco-Roman wrestler. I'm going to lock on the head. I'm going to dig down in here, and I'm going to bring him down. Boom. Extend him, and I can go into a choke or an arm break, elbow strike, or a punch. Okay, this is one of my favorite throws. Right here, this is the duck under throw. Here, elbows are high, his elbows are high. I'm coming underneath the elbow. My head is in, my hips are in. I lock on the head, come in here, bring him up, boom, take him down, extend him, strike, punch, whatever I need to do. Okay. Steve, come on over here. You got a little bit of time left. Sometimes a guy will punch with the outside hand. You watch the delivery system. This is the delivery system. You watch this, it's going to hit you. As he punches, watch, I get this in here. Bent line principle. Pivot, pop, yeah, that's right. Ippon Sainagi. Back in. Arm break. Choke. Wrist lock. Okay. All right, thank you. Guys? Let's bow out.
Okay, well, thank you, gentlemen, for that great demonstration. Again, at home, don't practice this without proper supervision. I'd like to thank again Mr. Bob Schirmer and his assistants. Can you get in closer, gentlemen? Again, best of luck in the coming up in the Bell of the Masters. Thank you, gentlemen, for assisting Sensei Bob Schirmer. Again, this is Shihan Joganji for In Focus for Joganji's Midwest Martial Arts. Thank you. Ready? Escape. Hold up 1 second.
Hi, welcome to Kickboxing, the kick of the 90s. This is Shihan Gangi. I'm standing in for Sensei Kevin Makazi Miller, who could not be with us for this segment of the show. Tonight, out of Ganji's Kung Fu Studios, we're going to show you how to work some of the kicks on the bag, some of the different things you can work in a heavy bag. Again, when you're working with the bag, make sure you know proper foot placement. You know, a lot of people like to work with the Kung Fu shoes. They don't care about proper foot placement. You should care about proper foot placement, especially if you're doing kickboxing, where shoes are not allowed in the ring. You have to go barefooted with the proper basic safety kick. Okay, tonight I'm going to start with showing you how to properly work some of the front kicks, as Sensei Kevin showed you before on the impact shield. Now, when you're working on the bag, the beauty about the bag now is it doesn't complain, okay, when you're working your different front kicks. When you're working the front kicks, you're setting it up, keep your main guard up. You can work with your rear side. You're working with your rear side, make sure your knee comes up, tucked out. Okay, now, if you're gonna snap it, you understand, snapping is like a jab. You wanna basically thrust and work back and forth, right foot, left foot. Have the hands ready. A lot of people get into just kicking the bag and they forget all about the hands. Make sure the hands keep in constant motion, okay? Right set, left set, then you can switch to like round kicking. When you're working the front kick, make sure the knee gets tucked up. Normally a lot of people kick short. That's fine if you're working self-defense to a groin kick, a low kick to the groin. If you're in kickboxing, that's not allowed. So you have to tuck the knee up and fire at least about mid-level area. Okay, next kick is your round kick. When you're working a round kick, if you're standing outline with the bag, avoid just coming up and flipping it out like on a slight angle. Get a good tuck, coming from the side, chamber the leg, full rotation into it. Aim more with the lower part of the shin. Full rotation on the lead foot, check, boom, coming across. Also working with the front side, coming across, shifting, rear side, full, rear side, checking the bit, coming across. Again, for the Muay Thai, or for the Medal of the Masters enthusiast, a good kick, short part of the round kick is what they call the knee. Coming in, checking the back, coming in, cross side with the knee. So getting it tight, round knee, opposite side, coming across, center, coming across. Also your ability to be in tight and working the bag, kicking close, boom, kicking close, bam, getting in tight, bam, starting with jet hand, jet cross, coming back, working the body, round kicking out. Okay, next kick, set up is your lead side kick, your ability to tuck and fire. So you come up, think of the heel coming up, hit it out, resetting on the back. So when you're working with this, let's aim with the heel. Avoid scooping the leg up like you see a lot of traditionalists coming up, tucking and stepping in. I mean, you're coming in with a good snap kick, that better be to the groin area and the person better be wide open. But if you're gonna get maximum power, when you're setting out, as you skip up, get a good tight chamber, blast in, wait. Again, be ready for counter action. Boom, coming out. Second kick, set yourself up, drawing to heel kick. Again, give the camera a bad angle. What I want to do here is I'm gonna draw up and circle out with it. All right, come in with the heel. Make sure that your body rotates and you spot the bag as you set yourself up, boom, come across. Make sure your guards are up. When you're doing this, you set your jab. If you're right, like southpaw, jab, up, come across right. You go outside fake, jab up, working the bag, backwards, backwards. A lot of people like to work the bag always in a front position, trying front kick, here jab on. But a lot of times you'll miss with a kick, or you'll push off and you back, boom. So your ability to work the bag from a back angle, very important. You know, a lot of people like to work the spinning back fist, but very few people like to set up like back to back kick coming out. They think they're vulnerable and they're not. Okay. Fake kick. When you work on the bag, then coming to center. A lot of sisters think this is a big secret, you know. They could come up through the middle, and from the middle section you could go front, you come up front kick, okay, through center, side kick, through center, round kick. No big deal. The problem is when the knee's on center, it turns out to be more of a snap than a powerful kick on it. With the exception maybe of the good front kick. But when you're coming up here, holding it, and then turn over to a side thrust, takes too long to come. What you want to do is, as you come up, boom, turn right into that kick. Don't hesitate. Working the bag and shifting. Push the bag out. Practice coming around and hooking. Okay. Practice ridge handing. Okay. As the back comes in, practice side stopping. As the other thing with the back too, as the back comes in, side, boom, hit it as it goes by. You know, side kick comes in, boom, practice wrapping your leg around it. Okay. Practice getting in close with the bag for your hook kick. Good drill from where you're at. It's coming back up. So you practice coming in with those hooks on a back angle. So you got, again, back to back. My bag's here, hooking back, wrapping around, and hooking back. From the other end, you'll see my foot basically just wrap itself around. There's an upgliding hook kick. Slides along and wraps up. Again, be careful with impact equipment. Make sure you know that here with the ball of the foot, the heel, the edge of the foot, okay, top of the foot, okay, shin, and knee. All right. It's enough for tonight on kickboxing drills with a heavy bag. This is Shihan Gangi, standing in for Sensei Kevin Kamikaze Miller. Congratulations to him and his lovely bride-to-be, Margaret. Signing off.
Hi. Today on Samurai Tales, we have Sensei Bob Schirmer. He's going to share some of his tales as to what actually happened in actual life as part of his job as a police officer. What I forgot to mention earlier in the beginning of the show is that Sensei Bob, with my apologies, he's a trainer for the Chicago Police Department. I believe you did that for 5 years. Am I correct on that, Bob?
On and off.
On and off for 5 years on it. Okay. I'm going to let him take over the story. Go on.
Okay. One night I was on actually it wasn't a night, it was during the day, it was on a stakeout in Oak Park. It's on Lake Street in Oak Park Avenue. And I was with an older partner, seasoned veteran policeman, and we were working a stakeout for retail theft. He was inside and I was outside, and it was hot. Oh, it was hot. I was sweating. I was out in the lot. He's inside. So after a while, he says, come on in, I got something for you to drink. I go in there and I get a drink of water, and I see he's got his feet up, he's got a fan on him. The girls that were working there brought him some cakes. So I go back outside. No, it's hot. Pete and I, that's his name, Pete, we always had competition. Who would get the arrest? Who would make the pinch? And we were fierce at it. We'd try to figure out the MO and make the pinch. Well, while I'm sitting out there sweating, a call goes out, armed robbery just occurred, Fannie Mae, Oak Park and Lake. They give a description of the offender. I'm sitting a block west. I'm right in the car, so I take off around down the street, and I start going eastbound on Lake Street, and here I see the guy running. So I pull up in front of the guy. I jump out of the car. I'm in civilian clothes because I'm working undercover. I pull my gun, I say, policeman, freeze, put the gun on him. He's got a knife, the knife that he did the armed robbery in his hand, and knife's blade's coming out this way. He turns the knife around like this, and he gets in a stance like he's going to lunge at me. Well, I've got a gun on him. He doesn't care. My reactions take over, and I just go, bam, I kicked him. I hit him right in the head. He went out, the knife went down, there's a meter maid standing there. She's like, shot. And I took the knife away. Okay. So the martial arts helped me in that case, just reaction.
Yeah, actually what you see on that story is how the martial arts took over. Instead of using a deadly weapon, on a criminal, his martial arts techniques basically, would you say, worked a lot faster, quicker, without actually endangering a lot of people?
Yeah, you know, in retrospect, everybody told me, Bob, why didn't you shoot him? And I was like, I just didn't think about it. My reaction time went in, boom, turning kick, practice it a million times a day, you know, and boom, it just went.
Okay, now, we don't recommend that unless you're trained, you get out there and kick somebody as they're holding a knife on you. But again, this is a man with many years of experience, and the martial arts prevailed in that instant as opposed to shooting the individual. You have another story for us in regards?
I have
okay,
one more.
Second story here.
This is for my son Jason and his friend Nick. We were going to Walgreens and we were buying some things for a little birthday party for the little kids, and the kids were little at this time. This was many years ago. Jason must have been about 7. And we're standing in a line, and there's some commotion in the next line over. And a guy has got a knife up to the cash register girl again, and he's taking the money out of the register. Well, I've got my kids with me, but I'm not, you know, I jump over there's a little rail, I jump over the rail, I go for elbow control, slide it down, take him down, put him in an extended arm break with my foot up on his shoulder, and I'm cranking it back, and I take the knife away. And my kids now are standing right next to me. Well, Nick was my son's friend.
In the middle of the store.
Right here. Now there's a whole bunch of people that gather around, and they're all gathered around. I'm in shorts and a sleeveless T-shirt, and I got this guy, and I got the knife, and he's saying what he's going to do to me, and every time I, give him a little bit more so that he'd be quiet. And the people said, how could he rob the store with his kids? And I said, lady, those are my children.
Those are my children. That's a great end to the tail on it.
Yeah, that was a good story.
That's good. Good. Okay, the next one on the tail end from my side of the tail end of our story has to do with my wife Leanne, which the viewers have seen on the show. She was coming out of Woodfield, and she was walking across the parking lot. I might know our philosophy again, be aware of being prepared. As she got to her car, she just felt a sense of urgency when she opened the hatch. She has a hatchback. She opened the hatch. She said she all of a sudden felt sense like my voice being right in her ear on it. With that, she took the keys, automatically spun around and slashed on it. Sure enough, there was a would-be attacker right behind her. And she called me on the phone, told me about this and everything else. And she goes, well, the guy came up and said, well, I just wanted to ask for directions. He was kind of lost. And our philosophy, somebody asks you directions at a mall, especially for you ladies out there, that's where they have security guards and they have information centers. And nobody should approach you in the middle of the parking lot to ask you for anything. And basically, I asked her, did you check the individual out? Yeah, sure enough, he basically walked completely the opposite way of his intentions. So again, that's a little light story where just that sense of awareness you learn in the martial arts, am I correct, saved you without hardly even throwing a technique, just the ability to spin around and face your attacker. This is Shihan Joe Gangi, and on today's tale, Sensei Bob Schirmer. Thanks for the tale. It's a great tale. That's a tail end of a story. If you have any questions, answers, send us a note. At the end of the show, you'll see a P.O. box. Please stay in touch and watch for our next show. Be aware, be prepared. Thank you.